Wi-Fi settings. All right, here we go. You ready? Let's rock it and roll it. We are, whoops. Dang, I messed up. That's all good. It's all good. All right, so.
Set the live feed with no description?
No, well, I mean, that's not the big deal, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Here we go. Ready? Let's rock it and roll it in 3 and 2 and 1.
Welcome to another episode of...
I think we got a freeze, actually.
On the Wi-Fi?
No, on the Audacity.
Oh.
Rescan. My bad.
Try one more time. See? You guys get all the fun... Just kidding.
All right, here we go. One more time. Come on,
and
Audacity.
It's thinking.
Audacity doesn't want... Oh, there we go. All right, you're going to have to just edit this out.
All right. It did actually record.
It's recording now.
Okay, ready?
Right. Hang on. One more time. All right, ready? Let's go in 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome to another episode of I don't know what's going on.
Me either. I wish I could tell you.
It's Audacity messing up?
Audacity. Yep. Here we go. Just 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros on a Sunday.
On a Sunday. Everything's running funky, but we're going to make it happen anyways. What's up, ladies?
We got to have some content for tomorrow.
We got to have it. We got to make sure we stick to our plan.
That's right.
Renan Cias here, host of the Business Bros podcast, along with my co-host,
the insurance bro, James Cias, and we are still getting laggy internet. So you know what? Let's just cut this live feed and call it choppy. Whatever. The insurance bro, James Cias with Pipeline Insurance. And as always, we have an awesome show planned for you. It is a Sunday, so forgive the flubs, because, you know, it's Sunday and but not even supposed to be here today.
But we made you a promise. We said we're going to put out content every single day. So here we are, getting stuff ready right after the Chargers got the dub today. They actually played really well today, beating the Packers. And... sorry, Jason.
Sorry, Jay.
But hey, it is what it is. Anyways, 365 pairs of shoes by the end of the year, ladies and gents, is what we're shooting for. We're at 275 with a huge pickup tomorrow. So thank you
in advance, really
Lizzie Lee. Yeah, we're going to hit that 365 really soon here. So if you guys got new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up, 619-884-0045, or James at csfirst.com. The guy also does insurance. That's our primary business. So if you guys have home, auto, life, whatever it is, commercial, business, whatever you need insurance for, I want you to hit James up, 619-884-0045, or James at csfirst.com. And if maybe you want to add insurance into your business, don't worry, we'll do the heavy lifting for you. We just want the opportunity to cut you a check. So if you're interested, hit James up, 619-884-0045, or James at csfirst.com. And dronequote.net is our show sponsor. So make sure you guys go to dronequote.net/business bros for all your solar needs. It's the way to shop for solar. They'll send out a drone, measure up your rooftops, send that information to the appropriate company so you can sit back, look at all the different quotes, pick the one that works for you, lower that electricity bill. dronequote.net/business bros.
All right, there it is.
So, really quick, last time we spoke, you and I, we started off talking about our weekly planning sesh, right?
Yeah.
And it's been working really well. This is my third weekly planning sesh, and I've already feel like I've gotten more done, even though I'm really only focusing on a couple different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so just a little bit of recap. Last time we spoke very much about the vision, the overall vision, what you're trying to look for your life to be like after 3 or 5 years from now.
Yep.
And then we talked about the goals for this particular year. In this case, right now we're still planning for the end of 2019, but having enough foresight to start thinking about 2020 goals.
Oh yeah,
right?
Plenty of stuff coming through.
But then we broke down what we're gonna do this week into 3 core things that we need to get done.
Right.
The 3 things, right? And then with each individual plan, each one of those has 3 individual action items to help you achieve those one goals. Now, look, there's a lot of things that you want to accomplish in life. Everybody does. We have a ton of things that we want to do. Like if you were to sit down, and I was listening to Melina's podcast here because we're doing a course with her actually this week. Starting Tuesday.
Yeah, 6-week course.
So I was listening to some of her podcasts, getting caught up on some, and she was talking about how, this is a Warren Buffett strategy where he says, list out all the things that you want to accomplish in your life. And you're probably going to come up with a list of 15, 20 different things that you want to accomplish, but then eke out 3 of them. You know what I mean? Like really focus. Which are the top 3 that you want to focus on? And that's all you can focus on. Everything else on that list, even though there are things you want to do, you got to put them aside and focus on those 3 things that you need to do, because those are the things that are going to put you in the direction of your overall vision, which
and everything else is just getting in the way.
It's a distraction.
Yep.
Right? You like it, it's fun, it's interesting, but it's distracting you from what it is that you want to achieve. So having these 1, 2, 3 action items that we need to take care of on a weekly basis, those 3 things were in line with our goals for this particular year. And for me, some of the biggest things that I've walked away from so far in these 3 weeks is really trying to narrow down what my vision should look like, what I want it to look like. And even though it's 3 weeks in, each one, the vision's changed just a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more, but it's fine tuning what it is that you want to see.
Right.
How about when you did your vision, I know you're still working on your vivid vision, but when you write down that vision statement, is it changing regularly, or are you pretty consistent? Oh
yeah, no, definitely. It absolutely does change. When I first started out, it just started with my overall monetary goal. Want to make $30,000 a month. That's all I want. And that's, to me, not enough of a motivation. That's not a very strong vision.
I can sleep on that. I don't have to wake up. Yeah.
It's just money, right? Who cares? But once the vision actually was defined by my why, which really was a way of being of service to others and being in service to others. That's really when things changed. And now my vision includes my why, or it starts with my why, but now I can see other things that come from it, seeing the results of, helping more people and, what all of this is going to do for my own life and those things that I want in my life that are going to come from helping others reach their goals.
And then somehow breaking that down into 3 actionable steps to make you get there.
Yeah. So the vision is just the overall big picture thing. I think the 3 steps that I do are usually serving what my annual plans are going to be. So the things that I want to finish up for 2019, those are what my 3 things for the week are based on.
And again, this is one of those things where you're going to be making decisions anyways. You're going to be doing some of these things anyways. But when you're intentful in what you're planning out for your week, when you're focused in on, look, if I accomplish these 3 things this week, I would feel so much better about my production.
Yeah.
Right? I would be that much closer to my goal for 2019. And it's not that the other things don't need to get done. For example, for me, under the weekly plan, there's the things that what are the key hurdles in your week, or what are the things you need to stop and start doing, and who you need to talk to. And for me, one of the things that I need to make sure I stop doing is doing things like email and busy work during my 1 to 3 p.m. peak time. This is the 1 to 3 p.m. is my highest and most valuable time that I have in my day to put towards my core goals.
Right.
And so it's not a lot of time. It's 2 hours a day. I do have a little more time that I squeeze in towards the end of the night after dinner and stuff, but that is not as productive. It's skeptical. I'm not sure whether that time frame is going to happen or not, right? I do have some extra time that I do end up focusing my attention on other things in my business, but that 1 to 3, that 2 hour time spot, I need to make sure that when that spot shows up, it's only focusing its attention on reaching my goals. And if I'm going to do that, it's going to be taking on these 3 things during that time frame and nothing else.
So that's what you said you're going to start doing this week, is making better use of your 1 to 3 hour.
That's actually what I'm gonna stop doing, is using that 1 to 3 hour or 1 to 3 p.m. time frame for email and busy work.
You're going to use it for productive work.
For productive towards my goal. Towards my weekly goal.
Yeah. So, and leave the emails and busy work to that evening hour.
To the evening hour. I can get to those things. Those things are, anything urgent and pressing, well, that's always going to pop up and take priority. But during that time, I'm going to use that time to focus my plan. It's like anything else. This is a marathon. During that time, I am focusing my attention on 1 foot in front of the other on the path that I'm setting forward. And that's what this weekly plan is for. Yeah. So, that's pretty much where we left off last time.
Yep,
on
we
Weekly
talked
Planning
about
Part
this
1.
entire front section. I don't remember exactly what number episode that was. Do you have it off the top of your head?
I don't remember. It was not Friday's, the one before that, so I think it was like 324.
324.
I think it was episode 324, but it's called Weekly Planning Part 1. This is going to be Weekly Planning Part 2.
Here we
We're
go.
going to focus on the back side of this sheet. Now, the front side is everything intentful. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're working on. This is our overall goals. The backside still has some stuff that we're going to be working on, but it's very much more reflective, right? It's very much more of like, okay, so you said you were going to do these things. How did it go?
Pretty much, yeah. So let's see. If anybody were to get this in their email, by the way, you can always shoot me an email, james@csfirst.com. If you're interested in having this weekly plan for yourself and using it, I would be more than happy to help you out with it. So starting right up at the top, we see forum intention item. Now, don't get too thrown off on this. This forum that we're talking about is this mastermind group that I'm a part of, Junto, right? This is where I got this resource from. And we meet every 2 weeks. And when we meet, we talk about the things that are going on in our lives. And we challenge one another to, improve on whatever area of life that we're looking to improve. So if it's somebody looking to improve their relationships or whatever, then we might give them a challenge and say, hey, over the next couple of weeks, try this, XYZ, whatever it might be. Or, we talk a lot about business, obviously. So there's a lot of intentional goals that we set those 2 weeks out, and we know that the next time we meet in 2 weeks, we should have those things done or be prepared to, explain why they didn't get done and probably be challenged again
to achieve them.
To achieve those goals.
So that's the forum intention item.
Forum intention item. If you do not have a mastermind group of your own, I mean, first of all, Junto's always looking for new members. But otherwise, I mean, it's definitely something that you might want to consider, having accountability partners.
Absolutely. It works for almost anything. I mean,
your gym
is the same thing. And I don't actually physically go to the gym with the people that I'm accountable to, but I'm accountable to them online. That's and right. It makes sure it encourages me to get up every morning because I am accountable to somebody else. You do it with parenting. It's the reason why you go home and make dinner every night, because you're accountable to those kids. It's the reason why you have them take showers or whatever it is, or school or whatever. There's always an external factor to help you achieve that goal. You sometimes got to set those external factors in place, and sometimes those external factors are set in place for you. It's the reason why your cell phone bill is paid, for example. You value having access to the world via your cell phone.
Right.
And if you get that bill and you don't pay it, well, guess what? They shut off your phone. So, that external accountability comes into play, and you make sure that bill gets paid.
Yep.
Sometimes before food, but hey, to each his own.
There you go.
Intention items.
So intention items.
What about KPIs?
KPIs are key performance indicators. So those of you listening, many of you are in the real estate space, and so this is a really, really easy example to explain. A leading goal, a leading key performance indicator is how many calls do you plan to make over the next week? You could say 20 calls a day. Right? That is your leading key performance indicator. As long as you are making those 20 calls a day, you're hitting your goal. Making those 20 calls, making those 20 calls, making those 20 calls, making those 20 calls. You, as a real estate agent or insurance agent or whatever it is, you have control of whether or not you make those calls.
Yeah.
If you do, that's on you. If you don't, that's on you. Then you have the lagging KPI, the lagging key performance indicator. So when you make your 20 calls, how many appointments from those 20 calls do you want to set? 3, 5, aim high, right? 10, 50% close ratio? Sure, why not? Okay, so the lagging KPI is a little more out of your control. I mean, not to say that you can't always improve on your sales skills and have a better closing ratio. But hey, if you're making your 20 calls and your goal is to set 5 appointments, That's the lagging portion of it. If you set those 5 appointments, then cool. So you have on this line, you have the goal and you have the result. So what is your goal? Is your goal to make those 20 calls a day and have 100 calls by the end of the week? Cool. And then it says result. So in other words, what did you actually do? And did you actually make those 20 calls?
This is where the reflection comes in. Like this is you setting the KPIs at the beginning of the week, what you intend to do. This is your goal for your leading and your lagging indicators. But when you're in any type of business, when you're especially in sales, you need to make sure you have the metrics to back up what you're doing. Otherwise, why do you keep doing it if you're not improving on it? And so this is one of those places where you have, your goal. Did you make your 20 calls a day? Did you make your 20 contacts, we should say, right? Your 20 contacts in a day. Did you set the appointments that you wanted to set? No, you know what? Oh, you know what? This week I blew it out of the water. I actually made 150 contacts this week, and but I didn't do so well on setting my appointments. Now you can reflect back and be like, okay, well, what was the biggest issue? Was it you were calling at the wrong time? Was it you didn't have the script narrowed down? Was it there's other things that you can look at now to help improve those results that you're actually getting. But how do you know how well you did if you're not tracking exactly where you're going? And so this is one of those, the KPIs where you can actually look down and say, okay, I intended to do this. This is what I actually did. I blew it out of the water. Or, you know what, I didn't do this. I didn't hit the numbers that I wanted to reach. This is what happened during my week, or these are the things that are stopping me from making these improvements.
Right.
So, but it's exactly what you are doing, and you're keeping track of it. And every week, it's the reflection that makes a difference.
All of that is going right down here. I mean, you're jumping right into it, and the weekly rating for your week. How well did you do? And your key lessons learned and notes. What worked well? What could you improve upon? And what did you completely fail at this week?
It's okay to understand, failure is just a part of progression. It's what you have to do. You fall down, you get back up, you keep going. You learn not to fall down like that again. You keep your eyes on the road. You're focusing your attention. You're laser pointing your improvements. You're getting better. But you need to identify what you were not good at. When you got that client on the phone, did you fumble your words? Did you know exactly what you were going to say? Did you forget to ask for the appointment? Did you stumble? Did you not pre-qualify? Did you not ask the right questions? What is it that you were not good at this week so you can identify it and improve on it?
Right.
But on the other hand, what did you do really well? Did you pick up the phone that number of times that you wanted to? Did you actually talk to a person about real estate on a regular basis? Did you set some appointments? Because maybe you didn't set the 15 appointments you wanted, but you set 7 of them, and you're still in a positive production phase. So what worked well? What can you improve on?
That's right.
Just looking back and reflecting at that at what you did for the week, and taking those notes and kind of looking back, right after the week is over, and just really taking a deep dive into what you did is going to help you improve. Because when you start filling out next week's week sheet, you're already reflecting on what you need to improve on the week before. Maybe this week you learned, like I did the very first time I did it, damn, those goals I put on there were just too big. Right? Yeah. I needed to break this up into some smaller chunks and kind of narrow down what I wanted to focus on, so I can move in a positive direction. So I can check a box off and say, yeah, I achieved that, versus looking back and saying, damn, I was way off. But some of those chunks are just going to be too big, and you got to eat that elephant one bite at a time.
Yep.
So make sure the bite is manageable, make sure it's measurable, make sure it's realistic, that you have that time frame to actually complete it, and then get it done.
And speaking of eating those elephants one bite at a time, the other thing that this sheet has is your one thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, or whichever 5 days of the work that you 5 days of the week that you are consistently working. If you want to throw Saturday in there, whatever, whichever one of those days that you that are most applicable and productive for you. So basically, your one thing is what they call your frog. Eat your frog. If anybody has checked out that book, if you haven't, recommend it. Definitely recommend it. And it basically talks about, it's the one thing that you're struggling with that you need to do throughout the day. And so many times we love to procrastinate those one tasks, those one things that we know will make probably the most difference, but might be a little bit harder to do. Might be something that we just really don't want to do.
I think that's the biggest thing. It's the uncomfortable of doing them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like either it takes a little bit of extra effort, or maybe it's, you're worried about the judgment, or you don't want to be perceived a certain way. It's usually some sort of ego block that you have in your own head, but it's that one thing, that makes you uncomfortable. It's that one thing that's going to get you to the next level. That, the success is on the other side of being uncomfortable.
True.
So this is that one thing. On Monday, there's a ton of things you're going to do Monday. There's a lot of things that you got to get done. But what's the one thing that you need to do that aligns with your action steps for the week? What's the one thing on Monday that you need to get done, that if you do this one thing on Monday, you're that much closer to achieving your weekly goal?
So these three action items, or these three goals that we have throughout the week, have 3 action items underneath them to try and get them done on time. And those are the things that often make up my one thing here. So, in order to get goal number 1 done, I need to do these 3 things. So one of those things will end up on my Monday one thing, my frog.
Probably the toughest one to swallow of those 3.
Probably.
And the key to that is simple. If you take on that big one, that one that you don't want to do, and you knock it out the way, the other 2 kind of follow along.
It sets you up for success. So the one thing is that one thing, it's sitting in the back of your head. It's that one thing it's like the email in my inbox, the one that's bolded and I haven't got to it and it keeps looking at me every time I open my inbox. You have to do it. Just crank it out. Just get this one thing done. You'll feel so much better. You're that much closer to your goal. And if you think of every single day as just getting that one thing done, every day you're taking progressive steps to reach your goals. Speaking of getting one thing done, the time is 2010. We interrupt today's regularly scheduled podcast for a purely selfish, irreverent, cash-grabbing word from our sponsor. Hernan, what are we selling today?
DroneCode.net, ladies and gentlemen, /business bros. All you got to do is go to DroneCode.net /business bros, enter your information. They're going to send a drone to your place, and a person, but a drone to your place. Measure your rooftops, send that information to solar companies and roofing companies. You sit back, look at all the quotes, and pick at the one that works for you. It's easy. I don't know about you, but paying electricity companies too much money is not my cup of tea. So might as well grab your drone, send it over. Well, not your drone, DroneCode.net's drone. Send it over, get that information, and get some solar. Take advantage of the sun. It's out here every day. Might as well put it to work. DroneCode.net /business bros. Whoop, whoop.
Love it.
All right, ladies and gents, back to the one thing. That was the one thing. That was a good one thing.
That was a good one thing.
That was a good one thing. So we got to make sure we do this every single day. So on that weekly planning sheet, you have one thing that you have to get accomplished on Monday. You have one thing that you need to get accomplished on Tuesday. You have that one thing. Everything else you complete on that day, whatever else you got to get done, those are all great things. But this one thing, this is you committing to yourself that you're taking the steps every single day to reach the goal that you want to reach. Is it losing weight? Well, maybe your one thing is getting up and going to the gym. Is it, being punctual? Well, maybe it's, getting up the first time instead of hitting the snooze button. Is it, getting, answering the emails that's been sitting in your inbox? Well, this is the one thing where you're going to sit back and you schedule that time to just get it done. What I like about the week sheet too, by the way, is on that one thing, it allows you to write in what your one thing is, and then it has another little blank line. And this is where you can give it the check mark. So I use checks and X's, right? Did I get this one thing done? Check.
Nice.
Feels real good. Did I get this one thing done? You know what I mean? But at least you can now reflect and look back. Why didn't you get this thing done? I'll give you an example. In the next 2 weeks, we're hosting a teacher from Italy. She's coming to stay with us, and then
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and then, we get to show her all around San Diego, that sort of stuff. And then in, I think it's March or April, the wife gets to go over to Italy, and she becomes a foreign exchange student. So anyways, I got 2 weeks here with this lady that's gonna come, and I know my daily calendar is just gonna get thrown through the ringer. I know it's not gonna be easy to finish up, to know what I'm gonna do. So I try to make my goals for this week a little bit smaller, a little bit more attainable. but still in the same direction that aligns with my 2019 goals and my vision. It's just, I know that because of the time commitment that we're making for the next 2 weeks, having that time spot is just not going to be as easy as it normally is.
Yep.
So, understand that your schedule is going to change. Your life is happening, but still commit to swallowing that frog every single day. Get that one thing done, and you're going to move in the positive direction.
So what this whole entire thing does is it continues to emphasize the importance of that second quadrant, the important but not urgent things that we need to do. So everything that we're talking about in our weekly planner and everything that we're looking forward to for the week, this is all proactive planning, which is a huge difference from what a lot of people tend to do, which is that reactive first quadrant, urgent and important. The phone rings, you got to answer it. That email comes through, you got to answer it. The text message comes through, you got to answer it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And then it's time to go to bed.
And you haven't got done the things that you've actually wanted to get done. So using a weekly planner like this, and this, again, is not coming from me, but it is coming from Mr. Steve Covey himself, or Dr. Steve Covey, if I remember right. The most successful people are people who are planning their weeks out in advance.
Who are intentional about what they're doing on a daily basis.
Intentional, exactly. And that's what this entire thing is designed to do. So once again, if you want a copy of it, shoot me an email, james@csfirst.com. I would be more than happy to go over it with you, send it with you, and if you want an accountability partner, what the hell? I'll do it.
Hit me up, right?
Let's do it.
What's the last little piece? The weekly checklist.
The weekly checklist is the last piece, and this is actually kind of a, it seems to me,
like a to-do list, huh?
Like a to-do list. It can be a little bit more reactionary sometimes, but it's mostly just a, hey, this is other stuff that maybe didn't make it onto your goals, but just stuff that needs to get done.
Just a reminder to yourself, right? I still didn't get this. Like, I got to pick up the kids this time. Make sure you work out every day.
Yep.
Whatever it is, I got to finish up writing my fish taco song.
Right.
Whatever it is, these little things that you got to do on a regular basis that are not necessarily part of your whole, your major frog that you're taking on, but still things that you need to get done. I know this is going to be commission week, right? So,
right.
There's certain things that I know that need to get done that are just part of that monthly basis, but they're not necessarily lined up with what I'm trying to achieve.
Right.
So remember to put your stuff, ahead of that. Swallow your frog, get that stuff done. But then you got this checklist. Knock some other stuff off your list. You'll feel that much more productive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so that is it. That's our weekly planner, and this is what we use to plan out our weeks. Would love to get some feedback on what other people use, if anything, any other tools that you might use that help you plan your week. Some feedback, all that good stuff.
And if you guys are interested, maybe we even put together a webinar and walk through some of these weekly stuff with you guys and see what you guys think. So if you're interested, hit us up. Hit James up, 619-884-0045, or james@csfirst.com. We'll set up that webinar. We'll get your shoe delivery because we only got 100 pairs left, or less than 100 pairs left.
We're even going to be under that. We're probably, I'm going to guess, less than 40.
Less than 40 left.
I think between the donations, the cash donations that we've received lately, and the big pickup that I'm going to be doing tomorrow,
we're really close.
We're really close. I bet you we're going to be under 40.
But we'll still take extras, ladies and gents. So hit James up, 619-884-0045. The guy also does insurance. Pipeline Insurance is the company that we own. So make sure you guys hit us up for all your commercial, your home, your auto, whatever it is you need. And if you want to add insurance into your business, we got the muscles to do the heavy lifting for you. We just want to cut you a check, but you got to be part of the program. So hit us up, 619-884-0045, or james@csfirst.com. droneco.net/business bros is where you need to go to get all your solar done. And as always, ladies and gents, we appreciate you coming on the show. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to reach out. james@csfirst.com, hernan@csfirst.com. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Share positivity.
And we're out.
Bye-bye. Cool. Quick and easy.